So ladies and gentlemen, today we are showing off the BOIII client in-depth analysis, basically showing off everything that is basically new or just interesting about this, and just compare it to what you would otherwise play, which is basically the original version of Black Ops 3 on the PC. And at the current moment it is definitely not the version you want to play because of numerous reasons, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Honestly, I can already ramble about this. Simply put, look at the FPS counter right now. If you would play original Black Ops 3, this amount of FPS would stutter for every half a second. You would get some kind of stutter. Your input doesn't get registered in that stutter, and just nothing works properly while it does. While in this client, I don't really know what the hell is going on, by the way, on the Steam version with that, but it is just unplayable, even with the more recent Steam updates. I do not know what people are on about when it comes to that, but it is still a problem on those versions. I've really tested that out like 2 days ago. There might be another update, but as far as I know, it still doesn't work, and this is actually a flawless alternative to it. It works perfectly. I have zero complications with actually loading myself in any time I do this. It's even better than how it originally functioned in the Steam version. But that aside, yeah, it basically functions like normal. There are some differences which I'm going to point out, but basically, just so as you know, campaign is basically still the same. It is just joining public games is a little bit difficult, which is what I'm going more in depth into when we get to multiplayer. But it's basically all playable, everything is okay. You can change your difficulty, you can customize your character, you can do basically everything. And the same really goes for all the side game modes. You have Nightmare, which is still playable. You have Free Run, which is still here. I kind of wish that the community actually made some more custom maps for Free Run, actually, because you only really have these 4 levels which you play for like 2 or 3 times, and then after those amount of times we really never go back to this ever again, and that's kind of a shame, I'm not gonna lie, because it's a really fun game when you actually play it. But yeah, Dead Arcade kind of the same thing. I almost forget that this exists, honestly. It's still fun, but like the fact that they don't include it with zombies is kind of dumb. If I'm gonna be real with you guys, just never look around for it. Anyway, so the big 2 things that are actually changed are in multiplayer and in zombies. I'll start with multiplayer, and this definitely has a major difference aside from the character that I'm actually showing right now, which is basically Ruin in its most nuked down plasticky doll you can actually imagine. Anyway, more about that in a moment. There is a theater mode. Don't really know if that's actually new from here. I never really used it in BO3. I know there are massive fans of this mode for like using clips and everything and making clips. For those, well, go loose at it. I'm pretty sure it still works here. I don't really use it myself, but okay. There's no real need for a store page, which I'll show in a moment. It is there, it doesn't do anything, which is more than okay. Arena, I don't really know if this works. I'm assuming it doesn't because of what I'm about to show right now. Because this doesn't work in the sense, mainly with this early access thing, I guess. Maybe not even. It might still be in the normal version, but we are not having the normal game mode selection style of playing. It is still present when you do combat training, because you're just playing against bots. But for online matchmaking, you only really get to use a server browser over here. I'm currently playing this at the evening for me in Europe, so for me right now the servers are pretty crowded. But keep in mind, it's like very early access right now, so only people that pay like $5 for this get to use this. But yeah, it's even pretty crowded for this moment. I'm not gonna lie about it. Like when I actually played this when it was clear day, there was like only one server active and that's it. But it is there, it is playable. I have heard though that if you want to actually custom game this, what you need to do is a little bit comprehensive if you do not want it to be a dedicated server. You apparently need to get yourself like virtual LAN, basically meaning you don't really need a VPN, I think. What you need to do is actually get yourself like a log me in Hamachi style of thing and then connect them all to your virtual LAN and then basically connect through that. It's something I might show a different tutorial for later on. It's not really something I'm going to do right now, also really because I'm not prepared to actually prepare those kinds of things right now. But just know it's an option, and it is pretty nice, nevertheless, to actually play multiplayer, because really, multiplayer on PC was really dead, so it's nice that there's even some servers alive right now. So the next thing I want to show, those are the stats, basically. This is something completely different. I need to explain a little bit about that. So the black market is how you usually get your customizations. This is how you normally, when you play multiplayer, you get crypto keys, you purchase supply drops with them, you get random shit. And then at the very, very low chance that you actually get something worth, you actually get like a weapon. That is something the developer of this has not been able to implement into it yet. I do not know if he actually plans on actually implementing it. However, that's where this comes into play. This is stats, basically. And with this, you basically get to customize your multiplayer and zombies experience the way you want it. You can basically decide that you want all purchases to be unlocked, all class slots, attachments, camos, calling card, specialist. I'm just, for the sake of it, just gonna turn them all on now, just so I can show you guys what happens when I do that. And then also the black market loot. So basically everything that you otherwise need to gamble your real life money for is just unlocked by default, which is awesome. Gone are those days in this game where you actually have to grind for that or actually spend your money, hard-earned money, on this. Please, for the love of God, if that can be a future for every Call of Duty in some kind of way, please, bright futures. I will never spend money on microtransactions ever again, especially how aggressive it has been in Modern Warfare 2. Anyway, aside from that, you can also change your level and also your prestige. Because everything else is so unlockable, I guess this really is only for, I would say, customization options, like having more prestige emblems, and I guess also the rank level, just the number, really. You can also just leave it at this. That's what I like to do. It's just like you still really get to play towards something, and really I don't care. Anyway, so custom classes, and just to show off, yes, like unlocking the customizations, yes, it does unlock all the SMGs that are normally locked behind the black market, which is nice. Same goes for the assault rifles, shotguns, LMGs, there are only 2 of these, and 4 snipers. Fantastic. Basically, if you really want to grind, go for the gold camo grind, or even the dark matter, or whatever kind of grind you wanted at the beginning, but you were locked to do that because of the whole black market thing, just locking so many of these guns behind a less than 1% chance of actually getting them. You now can. So that's actually pretty nice. If this service actually becomes alive a little bit, that would be something interesting that I would actually like to play. Maybe even for the channel, but you guys are going to be the decider of that. Anyway, just to show it off, we're going to select the PPSH. I am going to try and personalize this. And this is interesting. Alright, so we have the multiplayer camos, which we have all of them unlocked right from the get-go because we checked that off. If I will actually go back into the stats, and I will actually turn all of this off. I'll just keep this on because I need to show this off later. You can still grind for them. That's the nice part about this. You're not obligated to like have them all unlocked. If you still want to unlock them, you can. That's really entirely up to you. Then the extras, these are all the black market camos. So this is what you would normally have to unlock you have to grind your ass off for, except for this underworld camo, I think. Oh, because it's for a contract. I believe those contracts are actually still challenges that you can actually play. So I can understand that this is still locked. If it's still unlockable, then sure. Does it actually? I don't even notice. Wait, if I turn all of this on, does it still unlock? Oh yeah, there it is. The underworld camo. This thing right here. Yeah, so there you go. So that unlocks for you as well if you actually take that on. Then the same thing goes for the character customization. This is now locked for me because I actually like went ahead and turned that off. But all the black market loot is also unlocked after putting on the purchase unlock all loot ticked on. So that's pretty nice and everything. I think the action figure is just the funniest, so that's my choice. Same goes for the body. You get the gist, I think. And that's basically the case for all of the heroes, basically. Specialists, I'm sorry. I'm just used to saying heroes, so don't even know why. I guess I played too much Overwatch. And the mercenary Blackjack, he is activated by default. I do not know if his remaining time actually goes off if you play with him, because I haven't really played with him yet, but it seems to me that this guy is actually just unlocked at all times, which is fun. I really enjoyed this character to be played back in the day when I actually unlocked this guy, so it's actually cool that he is actually at least playable like this. But yeah, so that's that basically. I think can now move on to zombies. Kind of the same gist, except it's with zombies basically. And also the dedicated serverness, well, it's the same story. So you actually need like a log me in Habachi style of client to give yourself a virtual LAN and then connect to your friends with that. There is still server browser, so you can technically, if you can find an empty server, just join that with your friends. It's just if you want to play custom zombies, obviously you're then like reliant on actually finding a server that hosts the custom map that you actually want to play. So that doesn't really work out very often, and there's actually not that many servers that have custom zombies. But hey, it's the only safe way you can actually play this right now, so yeah. It's better than nothing. And really, this is only, like I said, this is only early access. I'm pretty sure, especially for zombies, the developers will work on something that you can actually play private games. It's just for now, it doesn't seem to be very, very in-depth developed yet. But so is the case with something that is like this. Anyway, so really, the only thing I really have to show off is the gobblegum systems. I believe I actually already selected things the way I wanted to select it. Yeah, basically unlock all the loot. You can disable this and then you have no custom gobblegum basically. No mega gobblegums basically like this. Or you can just say to hell of it. You also don't really get to earn like with Ovidium because it's the same story as with crypto keys. You do not actually get to unlock any of that, because for some reason the whole currency system is something that is bound to a certain server only Activision has, and that is something that the developer, at least of at this moment, was not able to recreate yet. And I do not really think or know that this guy is actually planning on recreating that, because honestly, why would you if it's really hidden behind a paywall that is just so unfair as Activision has designed it. Anyway. So turning that on basically gives you 999 of all gobblegums. I'm not even sure what happens if you actually use one now. I don't even know. It might take off, but if that's the case, like when in the world are you ever going to run out of these amounts of mega gobblegums? Mostly because also like custom zombies, like most of them do not offer a gobblegum dispenser. Why are you... Great, I'm gonna have to blur you out now. Great. Okay, whatever. So I think you guys understand. I don't even know what happens, or you can just really turn this thing on and off and maybe get more. I don't even know. But yeah, you can also decide to unlock all attachments, camos, calling cards. You basically know the drill by now. And then yeah, same goes for the weapon kits. And also here, all the extra camos are available right from the get-go, except for Underworld right now because I have it unlocked that way. And black, what? What? Okay, that makes sense. And I'm guessing now that I turned that on, I can actually go back to zombies. And yeah, there you go. Then it's actually applied to it. And okay, that's nice. Okay, and that's really it. You can still basically still do everything. You can even still load up your mods if you want to. Most of them, from what I've heard, are compatible already from the get-go. Not all of them. Apparently, Zombie Blood Rush is not available right now. Apparently, it either needs to have some changes or the developer needs to. But most of these are gonna be running with no problem whatsoever. So that's basically that. That's kind of all there is to it right now. But yeah, just the most important thing about this is, like I said with the last video, it is a safe way to play BO3. And if you do not believe me, like I said again, I've been idling in normal BO3 for like 5 minutes and I already got some kind of stupid ass level 1000 person in my lobby for no apparent reason. Probably stealing my IP. If you guys do not want that to happen, please do not touch regular BO3 on PC with a 10-foot barge pole. And just go for this instead. It's only $5 for now for early access, and when he actually eventually goes beyond early access, it's gonna be free for everybody. So no brainer if you ask me. And with that said, I will offer a way to actually do this with a link in the description. And really, if you got that done, all you have to do, you get an exe, you drop it into the folder of the installation folder of Steam. And that's all you have to do. You just launch that and you're good to go. It is so simple. Just do that for yourself and save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of trouble. And just have fun. That's what BO3 has always been about. So yeah, with that said, I think that's all I really had to say. If you like what you saw, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. If you want more, make sure to subscribe. And as always, I will talk to you guys later.